What's up? It's your boys,
Dark,
Crimson
Z. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing today?
Yeah.
And so today we're back in the Bishop's Arts Museum. Yeah, I'm about to say museum like a bitch.
It do look like a museum here, kind of like.
Yeah, that's what the feeling I was getting though. But today we got two special guests right here on the show right here today, right here. And surprisingly enough, this is somebody that we have like a mutual friend with. So what's going on, Petra? How you doing? Congratulations on your movie on Tubi or so. Check it out. So it's Buried Beneath Your Life. So check it out. So it's really, really great. Most popular one on the list right now.
Yeah.
But
so go ahead, Justin.
How y'all doing? I'm Justin Dunlap of Dunlap Films. So yeah, I'm out here with these guys today. Man, we're gonna do some chopping it up about filmmaking and production business and whatnot. I'm assuming.
Boy, Jamie.C, let it be. I'm Jamie.C Hogan. So, thank y'all for having me.
No problem.
No problem. So, like I said, man, I was looking at some of your content, and I was honestly like blown away. I wouldn't even consider you like an amateur director at this point, because like your stuff is literally like cutting edge. But my first question that I want to ask you, what's your opinion on the word woke? How people say, oh, like for instance, they say Marvel is too woke, or they say a movie they're like just hiring black people or Hispanic people to fill a void. What's your opinion on that?
Oh, the opinion on woke. I think it's more so like terminology, but to just be like woke as in like what we're just hiring just black.
Yeah.
Just black. Honestly, I don't really have like a problem with that. If you're just using the terminology woke, I don't really like have too many thoughts on like woke. But if you're using like a whole black cast, black everything, I think that kind of stuff is cool because you don't see it too often, honestly.
Now some people consider woke is like saying like they'll bring up like stuff that are like outside of what it's supposed to be for what Marvel is. So like for example, someone will bring like certain type of politics scenario so in the movie that's attention to what was going on in real life or whatever, or let's say they try to push a certain actor or let's say a character or characters, they're like from a certain community or whatever into it and such, and it's like this person never was on it, or like even if they did put these type of characters on there, so why they put so much emphasis on it to where it's like we're supposed to care about them or something like that. Yeah. It's like that type of woke.
Okay, that type of stuff. Honestly, man, I think it's cool every now and then if you can kind of divvy that up. But if you do it frequently, because when I grew up, I'm not thinking about like Marvel. I like the way it was. You know what I mean? If I watch like X-Men or something, like if that story is tailored to that, but if you start adding like extra stuff in there that didn't really need to be necessary, I think that does kind of take away from the feel of like the nostalgia. Of
yeah, that's what I feel like that's a major thing when it comes down to it being woke, especially if you're doing for Marvel and such.
Yeah.
There has been a couple of movies recently, so where they'll put like certain characters, or they'll try to like put certain things, so they're supposed to like give like a support to the certain community or whatever kind of deal. And I'm looking at like, this is Marvel, why the freak are you adding this shit in? So like if I'm going off the comic books and such, none of these characters are relevant enough, or whoever the hell you're trying to put it in ain't relevant enough to where we're supposed to have this much dialogue for them and all this other stuff.
And then I asked that question because we interviewed one of my other homeboys who is a director, Marquez. Shout out to Marquez and 2 AM Productions. And he gave an interesting take. And he said movies are supposed to be woke. He said art imitates life, life imitates art. The thing why people don't quote unquote like the word woke is because it's just laziness. Like say for instance, if you order food, you say I want a cheeseburger with extra cheese, and they just give you the burger, but they put the cheese on the side. Or say for instance, you want ketchup on your burger, and instead of them putting burger ketchup on the burger, they give you the little package. You're like, well, what about, this is just there.
Right.
So there's, I would go as far as to say every movie's woke. It's just that their quote unquote wokeness is laziness. It's not fleshed out. Like say for instance, Riri Richards, which I did like Ironheart, but at the end of the day, she's a black girl from an inner city that's really, really smart. And that's it. You know, they didn't do anything, or like, say for instance, Captain Marvel. She's a strong, independent woman.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
That's superpowers.
That's lazy.
You know.
Right.
So, but when you flesh out, like, say for instance, somebody would say, like, give me a legendary movie, any movie.
Blade.
Blade.
Blade is fleshed out.
Yeah, because he's not just a black vampire.
Right.
You know, he's a black vampire with a story.
Mhm.
It fits. You know, it's just not, oh, we need to check out the boxes, so let's put it here.
Right.
You know, so I feel like there's no problem with woke.
Yeah.
And here's my thing though. There's, like you said, there's no problem with it being woke. It's just my issue with this. So when it involves movies that are not meant to be woke like that. It's like, for example, Marvel. Marvel is a fictional world and such. It don't really need to be woke.
But like
especially if you got the blueprint literally telling you what you need to do and such on for the film. That's the part that keeps pissing me off. Is the fact is like you got a movie, you got the blueprint, you got all these examples and comments that you could be going off over and all sorts of stuff. If you want to sit here and have a certain type of agenda of what you kind of express yourself in the movie, get the source material for it, then do that.
But like I was saying, Marvel is
that way.
woke by default. That's what I'm trying
I
to
get
say.
that.
Because like say for instance with Superman, like people didn't even like it because you could kind of tell. But Superman was a very woke movie to me because it mirrored a lot of what's going on today.
Mm-hmm.
You have a billionaire trying to fund a fake war.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it was literally like right now.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by
Yeah, but
being
it
woke.
fit in his character though. That's the reason why people was like hating and loving at the same time because it fitted more towards what his character was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? There's no problem with the movie being woke and such as long as it fits to the character. As long as it's to the character and such stuff, then no has a problem. Because like I said, if you follow the blueprint, if you want to add your little jazz or something to it or whatever, that's fine as long as it sticks true to the thing.
Yeah.
It's like how those people will sit here and be arguing about the whole movies and the books kind of deal, where it's like they don't follow source material. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Another question I have is, what would you consider your directing style?
Directing style. I like to think of myself as more like I don't know, like a dude that kind of gets like in the trenches with them too. You know what I mean? For the most part, if I'm directing, I'm looking at it from like a standpoint as if I'm in it. So like the show that I'm doing now, I'm in it as well. You know what I mean? So it kind of makes me have to know where they're coming from. You know what I mean? So one, like that comes with like knowing how to talk to people. You know what I'm saying? And like directing them correctly. Like if I was telling somebody to do something, how would I want somebody to tell me that?
Yeah.
So that's how I'm looking at it. And you know, and not coming across as rude. Because honestly, man, like when I work on like a lot of sets. I ain't even just talking about mine. Like when I work professionally on other sets, the whole like layout feels like rude.
Yeah.
Like you can be rude to a PA. You can be rude to like people, anybody that's like under the director. I kind of feel like, but I don't want myself to be like ran like that. You know what I mean? Like you can still be respectful and politely talk to people no matter what their job is. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of look at it like that. I think respect is a big one, and then also like understanding what position these people are in. You know what I mean? Because they got a lot going on in their head too. They trying to perform. So there's a way to comfortably talk to them to get like the best out of them, in my opinion.
Yeah. How would you feel if somebody say you don't really fit the look of a director? Because when you think of a director, you think of nerdy, like kind of geeky. Yeah.
Glasses,
And you over here like chill, hip, cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, they do the same thing in terms of like for actors too, because the actors kind of get hit with that same thing too, where it's like you could be really good at a certain type of part or whatever, but they go off of like you just don't have the look we're going for. Because some people looking like if you got the look for it, then you could be able to do this part. But I've seen plenty of people where it's like they may look the part, but they don't know how to do it.
That's true, man.
So it's like you mostly going off of the synthetic than actually could they actually pull it off.
Yeah.
But then, cause the ones that don't look like they can do the part, and they do the part, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
I
I think it's one of them things, man, like you gotta have like different facets. Like you can look a certain way, but like naturally, man, I'm like a nerdy kind of dude, you know what I mean? Like through like elementary and all that.
You
Like
gotta be by default.
yeah, so you may develop your own look like as you age. You may get more urban and kind of like come into your looks as you age, but at heart, I'm still like a nerdy. I'm wearing contacts now. Like, I wear glasses, bro.
Right.
When I'm at the house, so it's like, yeah, I'm still like, that dude is still in me,
Yeah.
but I still like develop, you know, my own like look to be like, hey, this fits for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
What advice would you give somebody that's trying to be an aspiring director?
the advice I would give is to get out here and, like we talked about earlier, experiment and like see what you like. Try the movies that you like. You know what I mean? If you see like a Marvel superhero movie or like a Star Wars or like a horror movie, like get out there and try that stuff. You know what I mean? And learn how to talk to people to make them want to gravitate to you to be in your stuff. You know what I mean? Like, because if you have a good personality and you know how to talk and you know you can penetrate like the minds and the hearts of people, that makes them want to be like, you know, this person's actually pretty cool, man. I wouldn't mind actually even not just working with them, but being friends with them. You know what I mean? So the relationship can grow into something different.
Yeah, because you give me that vibe. You give me that Uncle Play Dozen type of vibe.
Yeah. It's like that. So a lot of the people on my like cast and crew, they not just people I see. Like we actually talk to each other. You know what I'm saying? You know?
And see, that's what I like, and I be telling the people that I be tutoring, I said that's what people are looking for. Like they're looking for, because nobody wants to like go to work and like make it seem like a job. They're looking for people that they can actually chill with.
Right.
Like one of our homegirls actually hit us up, and she was like, my director, he wants me to come over and have drinks. I was like, is other people gonna be there? She was like, yeah, it's like a party.
Okay.
And I was like, well, you ain't got to, number one, he gay, so you ain't got nothing to worry about. Number two, other people gonna be there. It's just a chill, like that's how we are. We don't like, and I know we gotta get better at it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because Shirley Temple and Drew Barrymore had no business at those parties.
Right.
But when you are like working with us, we don't normally see you as like that. We see you as like part of the family,
Right.
part of the cast,
Right.
you know, because we all got those actors that'll like be on set and then like disappear and you'll never see them again.
Man.
And then they'll come back on set and then you go.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, that's true. But have y'all ever had a situation where you are like family oriented with like your business and what you do, but like the people you do invite in may not necessarily see it like that, but they still want to be a part of what you got going on.
Yeah, well, I feel like at that point, because that has happened, at that point, just a couple of weeks ago after it, actually, but at that point, it's good to like just reassure them from the get-go,
Yeah.
like, hey, this is how we get down, this is what we do.
Mhm.
If you're not comfortable with that, we'll try to moderate it for you.
Right.
You know, like we had somebody on the show that was like this show is unfiltered, you know, and we had somebody on the show that wasn't ready, and like it wasn't a problem for her, but she was taken aback. Like she was like, y'all should have prepped me for this. Like,
Okay, that's how you kind of like try to prep me.
Yeah. And like now that she knows,
Yeah.
she's back and she's like ready to play ball. She's like, all right, I got it.
And see, that's the thing though too, because the last time we did the interview with her, so the other people that we had on the show, whatever, including him, was sitting here like kind of like pussyfooting around and came out with some of her questions and such and whatnot. I'm the only one that was really coming to play ball. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm gonna say my pieces, but I'm down.
Like, get these views up.
Yeah, I didn't even put it. I was like, I'm not trying to get canceled, but at the same time, I'm not gonna put around because of what I believe. Either.
Right. Speak your truth, man. I think that's the best way for people to like feel you. You know what I mean? Like your actual personality, like your thoughts. You can't be on the fence with everything. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta be like, hey, I'm on this side and this is what I think. And the people that rock with that. The ones that don't, be like, what?
Exactly.
So I have a question here, sir. So what advice do you have for people that are just getting into filmmaking or even just doing this content creating in general?
I would say, like I said earlier, experiment on the things that you like, and man, that's really the vast majority of it, honestly. Like, get out there and try something that you like, and if you like it, you'll naturally be like, it'll be hard for you not to want to go do it.
Well, to double down on that question, because like that's kind of like what I asked you before. I guess another version of that, like you're really in the cameras. Like I was listening to you like talk about them. Like, what advice would you give somebody that's like just getting their feet wet in it? Like, I want to be a director. I'm on a budget, but I do want to take a chance on myself. Something that's like not gonna break the bank, that's up there, but they just want to try it out.
Yeah, cause like I said, I know a few people or so, and one of Love for Feature or so.
Yeah.
I said she just now getting into the filmmaking thing or so too, and like she has a vision of what she wants, but given how life is and all sorts of stuff, you're not able to do everything you want to do or whatever for it though. And then, what would you? And also, this is still a tangent to the question itself, but like, what like equipment you think would be best or so when it comes down to this either doing filmmaking or just if you're doing whatever type of content or so for it?
I would say anything that has like 1080p or like a 4K sensor, you know what I'm saying, something cheap. Like I said, the R7, because I shoot with Canon, sometimes Sony too. Like the R7 and the R8, you don't have to break the bank. You can save up maybe $800. Probably get it cheaper than that, like on Facebook Marketplace. Get you something used. Get you a lens, maybe like a kit lens or like a 35 mil. You know what I mean? And you don't have to get nothing like too expensive. That may be like $300 to buy used. Get you some sound equipment. And I think that's a good start. You can worry about like the lighting and all that later, but if you go out and you shoot like outside, get you like a day that's kind of like this, with like some overcast, it ain't too bright, and everything's blown out. Kind of learn your ISO, your shutter speed, learn your aperture, and you should be able to like kind of take off from there. Honestly,
The Panasonic or something, a pretty good camera.
Panasonic, I don't think Panasonic is bad. I think honestly, man, in 2025, you really can't go wrong with any camera you pick up. Everybody's sensor is good. Everybody has like a 4K sensor. Everybody has 60 FPS, 120 FPS. So, well, I'm frames per second, like for the people that don't know. So like you can slow it down if you need to, but the quality film look is 24 FPS. So I think that you can't go wrong, man. If you're gonna go Panasonic, Lumix, Canon, Sony, you still can win. I think it's all up here. You know what I'm saying? How you think and how you tell your story.
Cause I think the major part when it comes to it though, when it comes down to doing any form of like, just any content creating in general, so I think the major thing that I think a lot of people struggle with so when it is come down to the editing process of it. Because it's like, say if you have a vision about what you want to do for your, whatever content you're doing, whether it's filming, YouTubing, Twitch, or whatever, but you don't know how to do the editing, because like I said, editing is a whole job within itself besides just content creating and such. And then it's like, if you have a mind about what you're trying to do, but you don't know how to bring it out, it's kind of like, and there's so many different like softwares to use so that can help or at least give you some flavor into it, because some people will do like, Adobe Premiere, some do DaVinci, some do Clipchamps. It's like, they're different ones, so but in your opinion, so which one would be the best in terms of like just doing overall editing?
That's a really good question. Even with that, that's a really hard question to answer because you got so much stuff now on your phones. You got CapCut. I use Final Cut Pro a lot. I use DaVinci a lot. You know what I mean? When I do want to like try to color like my films and stuff and whatnot. Premiere is cool, but I don't think anyone is better than the other, man. As long as you just cutting and you know when to cut and what looks like it's taking too long, like hey, that scene is too long or that one's too short. You kind of get the vibe and the feel because you've watched a lot of films. For the movie watchers out there, y'all know, like if something looks like a little off, you can feel it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because I was watching a movie earlier, and I was like, man, what?
You know?
Yeah,
you know.
But all right, so these next two questions are lightning round questions. If you could reboot something, like if you could reboot a movie and direct it yourself, what movie would that be?
Man, that's a good question, man. If I could reboot a movie and shoot it myself.
And it could be like a movie that's I'll say that question for later. But like reboot something that's like no longer here.
Dang, okay.
It's like a movie that nobody's seen before it?
No, like a reboot.
Like this needs to come back.
Oh, it needs
This needs to come back. Man.
Talking about this the other day.
Go with you. Do you have one? I'm trying to think. That's a really good question. And then I'm gonna ask y'all the same question, man.
Oh, okay, well I'll go ahead and
If y'all already got it, 'cause I'm still thinking. What would you reboot?
I'll reboot the Cheetah Girls, man. I'll reboot the Cheetah Girls.
The Cheetah Girl.
It's right.
Why you do that though? He wants the Cheetah Girl.
See, that's that immature ignorance.
No, they don't know exactly the story behind that, so that's why I did that thing.
Well, now I gotta tell it.
No, you don't.
It's an older friend. How old are y'all? I don't even know. How old are you?
I'm gonna be 30 in this
I'm
coming month.
So y'all still pretty young, man. Y'all all the same.
I
age.
just turned 30.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so I was at I was at her house, so we had been on some dates.
Okay, so this is what this is going to be.
Yeah.
Let's hear the story. Come on.
And so she asked me, what did you want to watch? And I said, Cheetah Girls. And like I said, I'm a musical theater kid. So when you sing along, you're going to have to, okay, who's doing backup, who's doing high notes, who's doing this. And so it's at the end of the night, and I really like her, so I try to make it official. And she thought I was like her gay best friend. She thought I was gay. And I was like, just because I like chick, like I've been paying for everything. And she was like, well, I thought you were the costume. And I was like, well, what the fuck?
You just to look y'all hair, it was funny.
I was like, oh.
You just like, maybe he looking at like, you trying to register like.
Yeah, I was like, what's it like?
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this before you get to your latter part of your story. Why did she think that you just a friend? Like, what tone are you setting with this woman?
Well, like I said, I'm an artist, and like I like a lot of stuff that the average black male doesn't like. Like I like K-pop.
Okay.
I'm really into K-pop. My favorite artist is Ariana Grande.
Okay.
I love Taylor Craig, Sabrina Carpenter, something that would quote unquote be deemed like mostly for women.
Okay.
So and I'm a nice person, and plus like I'm really, and I hate to put myself out there, but I'm really a prize. Because I'll be seeing like my female friends talking about, oh, I just got my, like, say for instance, I was raised in a beauty shop. So the first thing I see is a woman's hair. And I'll comment like, oh, I like your hair, and they'll hit me with that, I wish my man would notice, or something like that. So like I check all the like feminine boxes to where the women would appreciate me.
Yeah.
But I guess there's so much like ain't shit niggas out there until when you check those boxes, they just automatically assume, oh, he can't be straight because he's too perfect type shit.
What if we flipped it? What if we did it like this? What if Jay, what if you pulled some of that back, and you kind of showed like a different side, and then when y'all actually got to where y'all were past the friendship stage, then you kind of showed that. I think that would make them, gravitate and be like, nah, you different. But if you put it all in the front, early, they're like, oh, you're giving too much, like, I think it's too much for like the female mind to be like, the whole, is he gay, and
Treating them too good.
You treat them too good, and they're already kind of standoffish because they get so much attention nowadays. So if you can show up and you like super like detailed, that's even more attention. Like, oh, they must really like me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, they already gonna pull back. So as a man, I feel like, especially in today's time, you have to kind of be, you gotta just kind of be cool and chill, bro, and let them see that and then give them pieces. But if you give them everything up front, I think that they look at you and like be like, you just like the rest of them. I get attention all the time, so they don't really get to see who you truly are, in my opinion, from what I've been noticing with women. So,
yeah, but the reason why I would reboot the Cheetah Girls is because the plot is already there. The other girls, they kind of had like a falling out, and they're kind of like by the wayside.
Okay.
But Raven Simone and Adrian Byron are still close. So have Tunchi and Bubbles come back together, and they manage like a girl group. Or they even have daughters, and they get them to manage, or reboot Victorious. They're doing Trina already, so they might as well just bring the whole cast back as they are. The show was an adult show as hell, even as a kid, so ain't gotta change much. But yeah, but what was you reboot?
I'm finna go off the grid with this one. It's just me.
Yeah, what's
Because I'm really intrigued who they bring in, but me personally is to Booty Tang and Booty Call.
Booty Tang and Booty Call.
But those are good reboots. Like I can see that happen.
I'm really intrigued who will play Booty Tang, and then who can meet Tommy Davis and Jamie Foxx standing.
Yeah.
So it's like, if there was a reboot Booty Call, you just can't pick anybody. They said hard in the 90s, so then I feel like 90s.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm looking at. Like how and why would you want to reboot that one up? Because like I said, it was a classic one as itself. So then, like you just said, who can fit there? Who can literally play it and do the same energy?
It would be a challenge,
but I would love to see like a reboot of Booty Call or something. Or making it to a series or something.
And like I said, and Pootie Tang, so that one's kind of tricky too in a sense though, because like, who had the same energy as the main guy?
Yeah.
Like,
What about you?
Intriguing.
if I had to do something instead of reboot, I probably would reboot Hitch.
Hitch.
Yeah.
Hitch.
Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah, cause it doesn't have to be Will Smith. There could be a bunch of people.
Yeah,
It could be anybody except for that one. So it's like the story and what he's doing is there. I feel like if anything, you can still do the same thing, but you can do it with somebody I feel like that fits that mold a little bit more.
So basically, instead of like Hitch being his name, like it's kind of like how 007, like Hitch is just a love guru.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, but having to where instead of it being somebody like Will Smith or so, that's like, come on, he's a sex symbol. Have somebody that's a little bit more normal. Somebody that's not going, because again, Will Smith, that character was looking like,
I see the.
it's Will Smith, nigga. You have Will Smith try to play it like, oh, I'm a nerdy dude, I ain't gotta be bitch, but nigga, even his nerdy form, he like he's a cool nigga.
Yeah.
Like he can still pull bitches and stuff. That's all I'm looking like, nah, that ain't no shit. He just got glasses on all stuff like that.
It's just like in the 90s, they just take the glasses off.
Yeah, like this Chris with all the guys glasses.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, nah, reboot it, have somebody looking completely normal and such, and then do the stuff that he was doing. That way it has more merit to it, in my opinion.
I like how I said this is a lightning round question that we just been chopping all over it.
I got another one.
All right,
My bad, I'm sorry. What about The Wood?
The Wood.
I don't think that needs a reboot.
You don't think so?
No.
It's like, those movies, like, I mean, if
I'm
you
a
watch
sucker
it,
for ensemble movies.
but those movies are already good though.
Yeah, like I said, it's good. Cause it's like you said, it's one of those. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, it's just one of those ones that are like, it's a classic within itself. And you have multiple different characters and such, and they have different roles in how they do it stuff. So it's kind of like, it's hard to like really kind of like bring that same level of energy to it. And, and with the cast and all sorts of stuff when I'm forward too. Cause it's, legendary within itself.
He's kind of coming from a standpoint like, if you reboot it, make it classic, is what he's saying. Like a movie that should have been that, but it wasn't. Like, which movie would you reboot? I mean, if you want to reboot like a classic, like,
yeah, but I'm just saying, it's, like I say, if you go into a classic or something, you're gonna reboot it. It's like you gotta make it on the same level as it or better. Because if you do a reversion of a classic song and you suck at that shit, it's like, nigga, why'd you do that?
I got enough. Mean Girls.
Mean Girls?
Mean
I
Girls.
think they tried.
We don't talk about that segment. We don't talk about that segment. But they made the musical movie, but like I want to see them reboot it because like I told him, I'm a sucker for ensembles. So I'm like, who they gonna get to play X, Y, Z?
Right.
Yeah, but what would you have rebooted?
Man, I'm having a hard time thinking about it, man. Just good movies keep popping in my head. I don't know about rebooting the whole movie, but certain scenes.
Now, mind you, this question is you rebooting it as you, the director. So if that helps the question.
Okay, have y'all seen him yet?
Him? Nah.
Okay, so me personally, I would probably redo some. Even though I think it's a good movie, it's getting a lot of like bad press. But I would probably redo that and do some things different that I deem maybe necessary. But I think it was still a good movie.
Yeah. I heard mixed reviews of it.
Yeah, I mean you gotta go see it for yourself. You'll probably be like, man, it ain't as bad as people said it was. That's how I walked away from it. I thought it was alright. I don't know, man. Like, classics just keep popping in my head, man. If anything, that's the last thing I've seen recently. So.
All right, well, I'll ask you this. If you could direct any TV show, because I know there's a lot of TV shows normally do like multi-directorial. So if you could direct any sitcom TV show, what would it be?
Ooh, directing a TV show. All right, so it wouldn't be Fresh Prince. That's already good. Martin's already good. I didn't really watch the Cosby's a whole lot.
Well, let me rephrase the question because it doesn't have to be a bad show. It just has to. The show can be good, but it just has to be a show that you can get your hands on. Like,
I would be there.
Yeah, like say for instance, they just signed you to a directorial deal at any studio you want to, and they're calling you. They're like, hey, for your first job, we're gonna let you direct any show of your choosing. Someday you'll want to
Give
get
me
your
Martin.
hands.
Martin is easy. I just
Martin.
want to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all do whatever y'all want. I'm acting like I'm directing, so I can.
Yeah. Because that's how it is.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
But you know they're actually doing the same thing with Martin that they did with Fresh Prince.
Mm-hmm.
They're working on like a more like serious version of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see you redoing that as well.
I can do it.
Because I mean, when you think about it, like it's gonna be kind of hard because Martin was more like on the comedic side.
Mm-hmm.
But like Shanae actually existed. Shanae was Martin's
sister.
like he said, I don't care. I can't tell you how many times my sister was talking shit. Somebody ran up and she ran in the house.
Mm.
You know, so like and like Jerome is like, you know, my cousin, the little boy.
Mm-hmm.
When you be walking on his shoes, that's his nephew. Yeah, Roscoe's like his nephew. So these are like actual people. So I think to like flesh them out and like tell their story on top of it, you know.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That'd be fire, bro.
Yeah, and like we all, cause like we found out that Tommy was actually working at the Boys and Girls Club.
Mm-hmm.
And we know they don't pay crap. You know?
Yeah.
It's basically like borderline volunteering.
Yeah.
So maybe since he technically did have a job, maybe do like he say he don't have a job but he door dashes. And like that's his job. And they'd be like, man, we telling you you ain't got no
Yeah,
job.
see, that's fun, bro.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's a good idea. That's good. Yeah.
How was your
Well, we didn't ask people something like, would it be a TV show, whatever you.
oh no, well that was this.
Oh, that was because I was curious though, because I was like, because you said you tried to what was it? He said Martin. You said what?
Well, no, I just asked him that question. I didn't have one.
You didn't have one, so that you, if you could have.
Well, I got one, but it's like it's fictional. Like I said, reboot Victorious. Let me take a swing at it. You know, I got some jokes like ready to go, like some like Nickelodeon, like corny shit like that I could just dump on y'all. So yeah, I would like to do Victorious.
Like, cause me, it would have been between Victorious, iCarly, Nasty Classified was definitely
I can see you
one.
doing iCarly. I can see you doing it.
Yeah, like
Acting something.
well, like I said, the director and actor.
Well, acting.
If I had a chance to like, hey, so what TV show you could just act in or anything like that? It would definitely be the Jamie Foxx show.
Jamie Foxx.
That was like
His
one
son,
of my head too.
Play a son, something like a son you don't know about.
Yeah. And you know what? That's a Raven. If I'm acting, that's a Raven. That's a Raven was my life. The comedy, like I'm talking about from a writing standpoint, the comedy, everything. Like I said, I'm a theater nerd. So
Right.
I noticed what people looking at it as a show. I'm looking at it like, oh, so she took like the style of I Love Lucy and put it in here, and like that joke works. And like I wonder why we don't have any like slapstick comedy anymore. You know, because that used to be my stuff.
Yeah.
That used to be
What
my
else
stuff.
is sensitive?
It might come
Yeah,
back.
that's-
It might come back.
Yeah, I mean, when people start being so freaking sensitive and such that again, because like a lot of comedy and such, though, and even stand-up comedy such itself is such as diluted at this point, to where it's like to where they had to come up with new material just for them to still be funny without them doing the rawness and so that they did beforehand. So that's why at times I laugh nowadays where it's like, man, I feel like my grandparents now was like, I missed the day because that was when we had legit comedy where we was able to laugh and say everything we wanted and such, and everybody knew it was a joke. But now everybody's got the damn sensitivity of a damn HR department and such. It's like, goddamn.
Yeah, that's what Marlon Wayans was saying. He was like, y'all keep asking, and I think they just said that they're doing white chicks too.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, y'all trying to give me a shot out here. Like, you know how many, like, that was a different time. The jokes we told that white chicks, like if once you go black, you're gonna be in a wheelchair. Like, you trying to get us arrested. But here's something that I personally want to know. Because I would love to work with you. I like your vibe. I like your style. How do you approach the casting when you're casting for something?
Oh, okay. So casting has been kind of interesting right now. So if I put out like a cast, like, hey, I'm looking for some people to show up, like typically it's like black, you know, for this show, black, you know, athletic, whatever it is. But if I get them there and I have them go over lines, and they like their energy is good, I typically have those people come back. Now I haven't really, I guess a lot of my like characters that I've developed have been like sometimes like on the spot, or I'll be at home and I'll think about it. And I feel like the character, I'm like, hey, this could play a role, you know, it could help like the story a little bit. So like when I casted him, for instance, I didn't have him originally as the character that he's playing now. I had him trying out for somebody else, and then somebody else was like, well, why don't you have him play the character Otto, like one of the protagonist's brother? I'm like, you know what, it does kind of like fit that. And I had him read for it, and you know, we started doing our fight choreography and whatnot. And then the person fits. So it just kind of feels like that as of right now. You know what I mean? A lot of people I feel like that hey, come out for this, they don't really fit that every time. You know what I mean? I've had my first episode I did of Last of the Forest, I went through, I think, three or four guys. So I shot the first episode, ended up having to redo the whole thing because the guy wasn't showing back up, which he's still cool, by the way. But then the next guy that was gonna play the role, he didn't really look like the part to me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He was tatted up. You know what I mean? He got his own lane, which he's cool now. You know, we're tight now. We shot another movie together recently. But when he got out there, I was like, man, I don't know if this cat's gonna really be what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
He turned upside down, man. He's like one of the like staples for the show.
Yeah,
So,
sometimes you gotta take a chance. And see, that's another thing, like, cause I did a few casting director projects.
mhm.
I gotta get better at it, cause I'm the type of person, it takes me like 2 minutes, or like, not 2 minutes, but 2 seconds to know what I wanna know about you.
Right.
Other than that, I'm in my phone, so they hear like auditioning already nervous, and I'm just singing like, all right, yeah, that's good, bring the next one in. You know, on my phone, so I gotta get a little bit better at that. But I asked one of my acting coaches, Gail Cronauer, I said, what do casting director look for? And she said, ease. Like, as long as you cool, we cool. And I tell my acting students that auditioning isn't as scary as you think it is. They want you to succeed. Like, they would rather have a bunch of people that were really good, that they got to rack their brain, but like, she good for this role too. But I don't know, she good for this role too, than having like 50 people suck and waste their time.
True.
You know, I don't know if you read Bryan Cranston's book, but he said the audition process is like a birthday party. If I bring you a bottle at your birthday, I'm not gonna keep like hounding you, you know, I'm gonna just bring you the gift.
Right.
If you can use it, cool. If not, cool. But,
Right.
you know, that's your gift. And my other homegirl, she was actually, okay, so you've seen Superman, right?
The new one, though.
The new one, no?
No, he's seen it.
Have you seen it? So, you know the lady that was in the building with Lex Luthor with the real curly hair? Yeah, that's one of my, well, the girl that played Hot Girl, Isabella Merced, she's my homegirl too.
Okay.
But the girl with the curly hair, she's actually my homegirl. And she's been in like 4 James Gunn movies. Have you seen like the Suicide Squad, the real one, the second one?
The one with Jonathan, the real one.
Yeah. She was one of the guards. She had like I want to say a 2-second scene, but it was good enough to where you would know that was her. And she auditioned for Marvel and DC, and she didn't fit the role, but they liked her personality. She would be telling me, you gotta stop focusing on the audition and try to win the room. Because with the audition, yeah, I may or may not fit this character. But if you win the room, they're gonna remember you and they're gonna be like, you know what, I don't know, I don't have a space for her. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I think you're right on that.
I don't have a space for her, but somewhere.
You fit.
You know, and like when I directed Rent the Musical, there was this one kid that was so good. I casted her and she was like, what do you want me to do? I said, just stand here and make sure I don't go crazy.
Right.
Because she had such a good energy, all the cast liked her. Like, cause they're boy, they were exhausted.
Yeah.
Well, we were going through it, you know, as family do.
Right.
You know, sometimes family fight.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, man, the audition process, like, is amazing to me.
No, I agree. It is fun, you know, to see people get out there and like try to be a part of something that you came up with in your mind, you know? And you got these people trying to try out for these characters that you like thought of. Like, that's always cool to see. You know what I mean? Then, like you say, you're going off their vibe and how like they make you feel. You're like, nah, you know what, you fit. Even if you don't fit, I want you around this project. You know what I mean? You feel like you're supposed to be here. You know what I mean?
So what do you be looking for in the audition room?
In the audition room, I'm looking for like a consistent ability to like act one, because I am still trying to like make the project work and try to make it come to life. I'm just gonna bring the character to life, but I'm also looking for like, you know what I mean, like positivity. You know what I mean? Because it is like a lot of people out there. Some days we have like 20 people out there, and a lot of times we like all guys and we all black. And so sometimes people may, you know, get into it, but like looking at their personality, being like, hey, are you able to like let things go? You know what I mean? Are you like tapped into like, have you worked on yourself enough to know like some stuff just don't even matter like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, if somebody disrespects you, you're supposed to talk to them. But at the age that we at, it ain't supposed to come to no blow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like having that understanding as a person, like it don't need to go no further than, hey, this was wrong, we talked about it. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff.
Yeah.
So like I'm looking for like, you know, people that know how to like self-reflect, man, like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, people with some common sense,
Common sense, you know what I mean? Because I mean, I'm human too, you know, I still get like mad or like pissed off about stuff, but I ain't finna go to jail for nothing, you know, for something that don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So that type of thing, like pay attention to like yourself and life, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, because life is short. Like I just had a conversation with one of my old college friends, because he was like, because I was talking to him and he said, if somebody called me stupid, I'm gonna knock him out. And I said, well, you don't want to take it there.
You don't.
Because when you take it there, you could die. You know, you got kids. You don't want, you know, you gotta make grown up decisions, because anything could happen. People, like my mom, I always used to say, when grown folks fight, get out of the way, because they don't fight with their hands, they got knives and guns.
That's true.
So, in high school, though.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that is very true. I mean, and then too, like no matter how much you like look at it, there's always people like looking at you. You know what I mean? Especially from like a director's role. Like for me, for instance, if somebody on the cast or crew did something like that I didn't like, and I acted plumb fool in front of everybody, well, I don't want to work with this cat, man. He can't control his emotions, man. You know?
Exactly.
So it comes with a lot of that. Like I have to reflect and be like, you know, what do these people want to see out of me? Like you really have to be like a leader. If you got those qualities, man, like work on them and sharpen your attributes as like a person, as a man, and be like, hey, let me give these people something to follow, because they've been a part of what I'm creating, you know?
Yeah.
And it makes you a better person too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like another thing is, I wanted to ask, what's your like, well, you said your directing style, but like, what's your approach to writing? Because I know some people, they have different techniques. Some people like to get a little weed, a cigar, a drink, right?
Yeah.
Some people like to go to a coffee shop, or they'll use voice memo in the car. I think it was Alyssa Carr and Ariana Grande that said they like to go in the bathtub and get into some like enclosed spaces. For some reason, being closed up makes them like open up more, ironically, so they can write better like that. What is some of your writing strategies to, you know, just get it flowing?
Okay. To get it flowing, I think mine is more so like so naturally for me, like I'm a writer because I used to do like music back in the day, you know what I mean? Like, you know, writing rhymes and stuff like that. But to write like stories and whatnot, for whatever reason, I don't know why it's easy for me. Like if I wanted to, I could like right now, but you know, but I know we're having like a discussion, so I don't really have like a certain remedy that gets me to like write or write better. I just feel like it's one of those things like, turn the switch on. Are you doing anything right now? Hey, go ahead and write the rest of that story. Or write the rest of this episode for Last of the Force. Like if I go in my room, like, are you gonna play the game, get on YouTube, or do you wanna write? You got like a decision to make. And if you wanna write, you start reading what you've already written and be like, you know what, it'd be dope if this is it. Then you start getting excited, and then you start writing more and more and more. And then you start being like, okay, what if this character did this? Well, he needs to react to this, so I need to. It just starts becoming fun after a while. I think it's one of the things when you open it up and I start to process and think like, what type of emotions a character is going to go through and what it would look like in that world, then I start to get pulled in more. You know what I mean? So I think it's just looking at it. You know what I mean? And you know, of course, what I'm doing at that particular time. But if I'm alone and I'm just there and I'm looking, I immediately get pulled into that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just start having fun. You know?
Yeah, so my process is kind of similar. Like, I feel like I got it easy because whenever things come to me, like whether it's a song or like music or something, it comes already produced. And I think Tyler Perry said he works the same way. Like he literally like sees it in his head.
Yeah.
And it's a blessing and a curse because when I'm like casting for the project, it kind of makes it difficult because I already saw the person. So I'm like, okay, who fits this role that looks similar to the person that I saw, you know.
Yeah. Do you see the location too?
Yes,
You
bro.
see all
like,
that?
it's like I'm watching a movie.
Same.
And people be hating because they like, man, I have to like think of all this, because some people don't. They have to like do everything little by little, like, okay, where's the set? Okay, how does the location look? But when it comes to you like just smack dab, like a movie, it makes things like 100% easy.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, what's your opinion on Tyler Perry?
I think Tyler Perry is like creative, man. I think he's I don't think it's like a bad like stigma for like the weirdness, or he may be, you know, whatever.
I respect him because, like he said, I have an audience. It works. Why change it? There's people that, and like he's literally created like a genre for himself and like spiked up the chitlin circuit as far as like shows, because everybody and their mama was doing a show. I even saw like a couple of shows with guys with dresses, and I'm like, y'all like, come on.
Yeah,
Y'all can do it like
yeah.
that.
I feel like, man, if you like a creator, man, if you created like a show, whatever you created, and you see somebody else that created something, whatever they got going on, it's really hard to judge them on like anything or say anything, because at the end of the day, like, you point the gun at them, somebody's gonna be pointing at you because you're a creator too. You know, you're just on a smaller level, so I couldn't say like anything negative about like anybody that's doing something, because they doing it on a bigger level than me, and I already know how challenging it can be just on the level that I'm doing it.
See, and that's the thing too, that when I was talking to with a picture about, so when it came down to like us talking about like filming and such, she was looking like, she's like, I can't say that, I can't critique anything that other people have done, so that's on a higher level to me, because it's like I don't want to burn any bridges. So because if I have a negative opinion about what's going on, blah blah blah, so when they see it, it's like, damn, it's gonna hurt me. So that's why I kind of laughed. I was like, well, damn, that means it would come down to anything involving you having an opinion about something. You can't even be on it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can have. I think I see where Peter's coming from, but I think you can have your opinion. But as far as in like, you can't just crap on like what they made, because you know how much time it takes to create something. When you start making like stuff, bro, and you like sit back and you look at it like, man, I actually did that, and people can like it and watch it, you be like, man, it's really hard for me to go at anybody that's doing that. I can still be like, well, you could have done this better, or I don't like this, but I can't just look at a Tyler Perry film and be like, man, that was trash, or that ain't this.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Though. That's like part of why I was like looking at it when she said that. I said, well, I mean, you can still have an opinion about it, and so you just can't just sit here and just say, oh, it did okay. That didn't know better.
Yeah.
Like,
it's how you say it.
Yeah, it's how you say it.
So what, another question I got for you is, so what actors besides me do you want to work with?
Okay.
But what actors, like, would you love to work with that are like on your bucket list? Like, oh, I would love to put him in something or her in something.
That's a good question. Honestly, right now, I don't even really think like that, man. I think I'm more so looking at it like, let's get some people from like the ground up and like make people. I think we at a point in time where we're like it's almost like back in the 90s. It's almost like in living color. We making our own shows, and eventually those people gonna be big stars at a point in time, because we've all like we came together, and then they eventually branch off and do their thing, and we all just look back and be like, man, when we started this, I think that's what it's gonna be like coming from like 2025 into the future.
Yeah, and there's a lot of directors that purposely do that.
Yeah.
They say we don't want no big stars because it makes it more realistic to have people that you've never seen before versus people that, you know, it makes it more relatable.
Yeah, I think so, and I think like it's a lot of talented people out there. Like, I've never worked with you before, but like hearing your story, I can tell like he's into something. There's like drive behind what he's saying. So why wouldn't you work with him and then see what he got, and then see where he can take that to? You know what I'm saying? Because like even like today, like this is like a handshake. Like, you know, y'all got me on the podcast, I'm like working with y'all. Whatever happens from it. But like we coming together to make something. So I think that's just how it is. If you work on my project, I work on yours. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the best way to do it. Like, hey, you're gonna take off and do something with it. But I'm part of your legacy now. And you bring us. Yeah, we're part of each other's story. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We needed to do that.
Yeah. Now when you're directing, and say for instance there's somebody that just doesn't get it, like how do you get them to pull, well basically how do you pull it out of them? Because I know a lot of people does a lot of like, they call it method acting, which I don't think that's needed. I mean, if that's your thing, I'm not judging.
Not necessarily.
But like, and then some people, they like to do shadow work and like call on spirits and all this stuff. And I don't do that because ain't nobody coming in here without paying rent.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know, and I have this theory that everybody is everybody and everybody has experienced everything.
Yeah.
So even though it's not the same, just take that experience and put it into this scene.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like say for instance, if you have been like trying to talk to this girl, it's like the most beautiful girl you've seen.
Right.
And you trying to talk to her and she just keep rejecting you. You don't send her 100 messages. And you're in a scene where this guy, he's like very money hungry, but you're, you know, having trouble tapping in. I would be like, you remember that girl that you never got? How you was like aggressive and going after it? Take that energy and put it in this character. Because this character is about getting money.
That's a good
Or
one.
say for instance, if you're like, because there was one chick, we did like the I'll Cover You reprise, and she was supposed to cry. Nobody has ever died in her family before. She's never experienced death before. And I was like, what's your favorite TV show? Or what's your favorite like old school TV show?
Right.
And she was like, Powerpuff Girls. And I was like, how did you feel like when it ended and how did you feel like when they brought it back? She said, devastating. I said, use that same hurt and put it in this scene.
Okay.
So I'm all for like taking emotions and just like puzzle pieces, you know, but what would be your approach of bringing something out of the back?
I mean, I don't think it would be that in depth. I like that. I may start like doing stuff like that. Because you kind of get into somebody's mind, be like, hey, think and use this. I more so do mine like this. I'll have, like, say for instance, it's him, and he's like acting with somebody, and he keeps breaking character, or like they keep laughing or whatever, or it's not really hitting what it should be hitting from what I wrote. So I'll come and like pull him to the side, and I'll be like, hey, this is what just happened. So like I know what I've written and what you're trying to do, but I'll come in and be like, hey, before this, he went through this, this, and this. And then this is supposed to happen. And then he's supposed to feel like this, and see if that makes sense to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe give a little bit more of a backstory before he's in this situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll tell him that.
Yeah, I've
And
heard
see-
the directors doing that before.
Yeah, so like, hey, this is where his headspace is. See if you can conjure up this. If this happened to you or him, how would he play on that? You played the character before, so you already kind of know how he is. So you should kind of like be able to act.
Yeah, and also you have your surroundings. You know, like I had the lucky privilege, a lot of the projects I was, the writer and director was right there, so I could just ask them some questions. Because I don't know if you like this, but like I was in this show called Inmates. I played a bipolar, schizophrenic, bisexual teenager. And I'm none of those things. So it was like very challenging, but the director being right there and the writer, like I asked her, I was like, what did he have for cereal? What did he have for breakfast this morning? And she would be like, oh, he had Fruity Pebbles. And I said, really? But his favorite, you said he loves waffles. And she said, exactly, he loves waffles, but this is Tuesday, so we would have ate them bitches by now.
Oh, okay.
So she knew like she was that in tune with the character. And also, this is a tip for you, looking at your surroundings will help. Like if you're playing a scene of like a young kid and he has like Tupac, Biggie, you know, on the walls, you know, he has like a lot of hip hop, you know, that might be a sign, okay, maybe he's like a hip hop head. You know, what comes with that? And you have to interpret it like that. That's what one of my homegirls told me. She said, I'll just go on set, look at the room, look at the decorations, ask myself, why is this here? What type of people have this? And then go from there.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, using like the set decor to kind of like, you know, get in the character you want. That's dope. I like that.
Yeah. What are your top 3 movies of all time?
Top 3 movies of all time. Man, that's too hard, bro. That's too hard, man. I honestly, okay, I may have to do like genres, because I don't even know if I can do like.
Yeah. Well, what's your favorite genre? You say you didn't really have one, but if you could have one.
Okay, so I would have to give like top 3. It'd be horror movies, action movies, and maybe comedy movies. But they don't really make those no more.
Give me your favorite horror comedy and action.
Horror, comedy, and action. It's a movie, man. That's gonna be very hard. I don't know if I can get. I can just give you movies. So the kind of like a little bit of. I don't know if y'all ever seen this. It's not necessarily a horror, but it has like horror elements. You ever seen Frailty?
Frailty? Nah.
You never seen that before?
It's on my list though.
Man,
Hey, I heard about it and stuff, but I haven't seen it.
Man, go watch Frailty. I watched it with my mom last night. So this is the horror elements of this. Like it's a father with his 2 kids. The mom died having the last boy, right? So the dad is like a working dude, whatever. He goes to work. He comes back in one night. His 2 boys get ready to go to sleep, and he's like, "Hey, I just got a premonition from God. He wants me to start killing demons. He wants us all to start killing demons." And the boys are like, "What?" Especially the oldest boy. He starts having like, nah, dad's tripping. This and that. Dad's like, all right. Next morning they wake up. They're like, did that really happen? The dad's like, hey, God came to me again. He gave me like a list of names. And then the oldest boy sees the names. He's like, hey, these are actual people's names. He's like, no, those are demons. So then they're like, whatever. He's just messing around. Next night, Dad pulls up with a bag, like a body over his shoulder, walking it out to the shed.
Yeah.
And the boys are like, oh, he been tripped out. He going crazy for real. He like, come out here and watch this. This is a demon. It's a woman. He's like, you know what I'm saying? But he's like, whenever you touch them, you'll be able to see what everything that they've done. God don't show me. So the dad starts convulsing or whatever, and he kills the woman right in the face. So it kind of starts turning the oldest boy against the father. But you know, I don't want to tell the whole story.
But wait, but did it actually show what they've done supposedly?
Nah.
But see, if I tell you that, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, cause I'm just asking because I mean, to me, it'll add merit to whether or not is he crazy or he be telling the truth.
But it's for you to think that, like, you know what I'm saying?
It's open to interpretation.
It's open.
I love those movies.
So the writing was, you know, the writing is good from like that standpoint, which you understand. But the beginning is one of the brothers comes into a precinct and he's talking to like an officer there, but he's telling him the story. And by the time you get to the end of the story, you see why he's in the precinct.
I don't want to know too much. All right.
Go watch Frailty, man. I've been telling them to watch. I watched it last night. I'm like, hey, this movie still A1, man. So that one's good. Not necessarily horror. The Descent is a good horror movie. Wrong Turn is a good horror movie.
What's your favorite horror kill?
Now, I don't know. Y'all would have to dig that one up, man. 'Cause I know y'all got some. I can't even think of that, bro. Like every time I see stuff, I'm like, man, they did a good job with this. They did a good job with this. I don't know. What's yours? What do you think? A good. Give me like your best horror movie. What's yours? Or horror kill. That was a dope question.
Well, I'm gonna start with horror movies. My favorite horror movies is definitely Wrong Turn. Friday 13th. Like you cannot go wrong with that. And that movie we watched. What's that movie?
Darkness Falls.
Darkness Falls.
Darkness Falls.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Last night I was here.
Yeah. Do y'all feel like, so if you go like horror movies, like they had their age like 90s, even like in the 80s, the horror movies were good. When you watch a horror movie now, do you watch it from like the standpoint of like you asked, like it needs to reboot or be better, or do you like?
Oh, I'm real old school.
I'm like, so you look at it as old school, like, hey, I'm still at the time. This is good for the time.
Yeah.
You look at it like, even if it's corny.
Yeah. Well, see, it's funny you say that because I love camp. Like I loved. Have you seen The Babysitter?
No, I don't think I
Yeah, it's with Samal Weaving, Bella Thorne, King Batch.
Oh yeah. I think I've seen that.
Yeah, I like that. Chubby, Abigail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like so I love campy movies like that.
Yeah.
But if it's not campy and it's trying to go for actual horror, you gotta come with it. Like The Conjuring, jokes. Insidious, only the first one was good.
It was good.
You know, so it's like
Yeah, no, you're right, man. I'm actually writing for a movie too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm actually writing one. So.
Hey, if you need somebody, I know. But see, it's funny because I have a lot of acting friends.
Mm-hmm.
So if you say, hey, I'm doing this movie, I would like to see some actors. Can you hook me? Like I'm really.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we tapped in, man.
Yeah, but one of my favorite horror kills actually was recently Final Destination Bloodline.
I haven't seen it.
Man.
What did y'all get that on a scale of 1 to 10? I give that away.
A 10.
It's 10?
I give it a 10.
I give it an 8.
8?
Yeah.
Okay, it's good.
Because like I said, because the kills were crazy. But it was like, I guess my thing with the Final Destination stuff at the end is that you realize, especially at the third one, like after the third one, it was kind of looking at like you can never really truly escape this whole thing. It's like you go through the whole movie just seeing
Kind of like Smile.
pretty much, but Smile actually had well, it kind of said the father too, but it was just like
You was about to say Smile had it out, but you were like, yeah, I don't want to take that out.
well, I mean, no, but it did. Because like I said, both Smile and Final Destination had their way out, but it was a way out to where it's like your life is still over. It's just basically you'll just live in a sense. That's pretty much how it was. And that's the part I thought that was so funny and messed up. Because it's like Smile's looking like, oh yeah, no, you can survive this. Just somebody has to basically die in your place. In order for you to live past it and such though, and then same thing with Final Destination. Final Destination, they literally told you in, I think by like a third one or something like that, third or the second one, where they was explaining like, yeah, you can survive, but somebody has to die in your place in order for you to do it. And I think it could have been the fifth one they might have
I think it was
said.
the first one.
Yeah.
Because they were talking about that. They were saying like how it skipped this dude and went to that dude. And they kind of brought.
Well, no, it was kind of like saying in terms of the pattern or whatever, but it was like in terms of actually like getting yourself completely off the damn board to where death just leave you alone with this Home Alone shit you doing. Like, yeah,
Like,
like
you want to see some like salvation for the. You should be able to make it away from this. Like you don't like it when like you're going down.
Yeah, see, that's what I like the most. If it's not campy, because I feel like art is supposed to provoke emotion. Like if I go to a horror movie, like when I saw Sinners, I did not leave that movie the same way I went in. So I feel like if art doesn't provoke emotion, and that's why, like as an artist myself, sometimes I'll do it in my everyday life. Like I'll make a post like, oh, they gonna get a kick out of this, and then I'll be like, I'll have to reel it back. I'll have to reel it back.
What did you give Sinners? Scale on 10.
Sinners, oh, a 10.
Yeah, 10. What did you give it?
I give it a 9.
You give it a 9?
Yeah.
Man, I think Sinners is good. I think Sinners is like Sinners to me is a reboot of Dust Till Dawn, bro.
It really is.
I see the elements. Like I said,
Two brothers is the same.
Like I said, I see the elements of where you're going with it. I get it, and I trust me, I believe I have to compare a little bit though. But how they did it was very different.
I feel like Dust Till Dawn did it better. Sinners goes hard, but I think Dust Till Dawn.
Like I said, in terms of what they were doing in terms of like a vampire film or so, yeah, Dust Till Dawn did it better. But that's because in that one they weren't really like focusing on it from a historical standpoint.
Right.
So that's the reason why I say that one stands out more than Sinner. Sinner was more of a historical standpoint or so, and religious standpoint in some areas. So
Cultural.
yeah. So that's why like that one. That's where that one hits differently for other people compared to Dust Till Dawn.
Yeah, and again, like my nerdy senses be tingling, and I'm like, I love attention to detail, like, because I go back on the history, and there was actually real Asian people in those towns.
That was cool.
And then seeing the African religion, the smokestack twins was basically the Yoruba twins, and and this is something that I told him. So you remember when they sang the song "I Picked Poor Johnny Clean," or "Pick Poor Robin Clean." So you notice in the scene before that when Remy comes in, there's a baby carriage. Their baby name was Robin.
Whose baby?
The two couple that he turned into a vampire.
Oh, okay.
Their baby name was Robin. And you notice there's no baby anymore because it would probably slow them down, you know. And so when you put those two together, they done ate this baby. Like, they done ate the baby.
Oh, okay. That's what he was talking about.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Like, that's like stuff I didn't really like.
Yeah, no, because when he told me that, I was like, because I see it multiple times, so I did not pick at it at first. But it's like, then when I thought back, I was looking like, there was a baby carriage there or whatever though. But I thought in my head, so I said, well, maybe they were expecting or whatever, but but the baby wasn't there yet, so but then when he pointed that out to me, it made me stop and think. I was like,
I noticed that.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's good.
I said, no, I said, that's more messed up than before.
When I watched Sinners, man, like even when I first watched it, I think I can say what they should have. What they could have done is when Remy, when he gets to the house, the Indian people that chase him, they should have made them come back at the end. And they should have had them as like more bodies to help fight. Because I felt like when the whole you know, the Michael B. Jordan, there wasn't enough people to put up a fight. I felt like, but when you watch like Dusk Till Dawn, they had like a crew that was like fighting for a little minute, and they would eventually get picked off.
Yeah, that part.
To be more people.
To me, I thought it was kind of weird though.
Yeah, because they were just up, I was getting late. Time to go.
Like, bro, they wouldn't go in there. As soon as she was like, let them in, that should have been over with. And
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. When it came down to the fighting scene or so, I noticed that I was looking at like, what the hell's all these extras? Because you noticed that there was a few people.
Random.
Random. Like there was a few people that just got eaten up and so that was fighting in the thing. And I was looking like, I said, wait a minute. We had a whole bullshit dialogue or so what we trying to do and all sorts of stuff. Who the hell are these extra niggas in the background?
It messed up for me, like, you know, whenever somebody would get killed and you see all these bodies running around, like, what are they doing? Just waiting on them? Because there were like 5 or 6 of them, and a whole army of vampires in there. Like, it didn't make enough sense to only have that many people. You should have had more people fighting the fight. You know what I mean? And it would have been perfect to have it be those Indian guys on the horses.
Yeah.
They would have been perfect to, like, you know, kind of like
More realistic.
Yeah, like, you know, we know how to fight them. We know who this is. They would have gave a little more backstory to
And
it.
the thing too that I wish that more movies would do so that if you're gonna have extras in the back, have the extras have some dialogue. So, because like I said before, when it came to that fighting scene, you literally had Michael B. Jordan, you had Slim, you had Preacher Boy, you had the little love interest girl or such and whatnot, then Smokes baby mama or whatever being on there, then the Asian woman. Those are the only people there that literally was talking, and they were
I didn't see nobody else.
They were like some dude, they were Tango hat dude.
There was other people. There was other people there that were like, quote unquote, fighting and got eaten at the end and such stuff when they
It wasn't a whole lot.
It wasn't a lot though. But I'm just saying, like those people that were there, I'm looking at like, who are these niggas?
Yeah,
like,
they just random.
Like, it was just random to me because I'm looking at like I'm saying in my head like, okay, everybody's swarming. I'm thinking it's gonna be to where they're gonna be struggling a lot because it's like it's only just those 6 that you see literally in a big ass circle arguing. Then it's like the only time you ever noticed that there was some other people that were when they did the Garlic Clover scene, where they were passing the thing to everybody else. You saw a few little stragglers in there eating, and I was like, who that nigga? Who that nigga?
So, who's your top 3 directors of all time?
Top 3 directors that I like. Okay, I'd say I think Stallone's pretty dope.
Stallone, Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah, Stallone is dope. I think Coogler's actually pretty cool. Tarantino, it probably would be 3, man. Again, like because I like so many different people and like styles of like, you know, the way they direct and the way they shoot.
So what's your creative process like in a short version, beginning to end?
Beginning to end is you get the idea, you write it down on paper. You didn't gotta like write the script. You write the idea down, and then you're like, okay, how can I make this cool? Then you start making characters, you know, and then you start adding antagonists to go against that, and then you start writing a script like, okay, and then you're like, all right, man, what do I do from here? Start watching movies to start seeing what you can do to implement into your stuff. Now you start casting call. Like, hey, I got this coming out. No, not even casting call first. That's not even what I did. I made which I can show y'all what I made to get like, you know, hype for like my show. Make like a little pilot, I guess. You know, if you want to make like a little fight scene with some superpowers, and, you know, I did that, and it was just me and a buddy of mine. He's actually on the show now. I was just like, hey, let's just do this. And I had a friend of mine shoot it, and she did a great job. And I went home and edited it that same day. I was like, all right, let me do my effects, and I just put it out. He was like, hey, bro, you might be on to something. You should probably make a show on this. I'm like, I'm already thinking that, right? So now I got my characters. Now I'm doing casting calls, and now people are showing up and they're like, well, hey, that was your bait. Hey, that was pretty dope what you did. Can you put me in that? So now we got a show, you know?
If you could direct a Marvel movie, it could be Marvel or DC. It could be already like coming or haven't even came yet. What would it be?
Probably Black Panther, man. I think Black Panther 1 was cool, but I think the direction on that, when I first seen it, I was like, I didn't like it. I watched it the second time and I liked it. So I would do more with like T'Challa's like action scenes. I felt like they kind of dropped the ball on that, showing us what the Black Panther could actually do. Even in the second one, you don't really see like a whole lot from the character. You just know a little bit about the suit and a little bit of the karate. But I like them to do like something really creative with his like fighting style, what he's capable of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be that movie probably.
do you have any other projects you're working on now or in the future, or
Yeah.
got something cooking up?
Yeah. I got a film. Well, I got the horror film. I have the series that I'm doing now. That's kind of a sci-fi kind of adventure series, and then there's another like thriller that I want to write, but it's like makes you think. You know what I mean? And it's more so like makes you think about like your past and like the decisions that you made. You know what I mean? If you could change them,
Yeah.
and if you did, what comes with that? So, but yeah, that's where I'm going with that one.
What kind of movies do you see me being in? Like just based off of my look.
You give
I ain't got my haircut right now.
You give me like a thoughtful like character that can like, you know what I mean, give like information and like know-how.
I'm gonna lose weight soon, so don't count the weight.
You give me that vibe, man. You know what I mean? Like a thoughtful, you know what I mean? Like, hey, do this and this, da 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 da, and like open up like characters' minds and be like, oh, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like go down this path. Whether they listen to it or not, like that was the voice of reason in the show.
Nigga just called me the magical Negro.
Yeah, I can see that though. Yeah.
And it's like what about me? It's like for like a character or something.
I can see you playing like a character too, man. You give me like a villain role though, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna tear up some shit. You know? You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Like I would definitely have some fun playing the video and they say, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck some shit.
Yeah, I get that vibe.
Or like say if like I was playing like an anti-hero or something like that, so they're not just like turn into a villain right there, like so like somebody like disrespected me, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm like,
That's what I did, man.
So in here, y'all have any? You said you had some questions for us.
Yeah, man. Like, so what type of movies would y'all like to like act in? I guess we can go like 1, 2, like right after you can go after that. So if you was
all of them, man. Like cause I like to challenge myself. I noticed with comedians. I mean, I don't consider myself a comedian, but I do consider myself like with a big comic background. And I notice those are the people that know pain the most. So they do like drama, like they do it really, really dark. And so I would love to do like a drama, but comedy and action and horror is where I live. Like if I could just do those three, I would. But like say for instance with Robin Williams, his serious stuff is actually really good. Because it's him just toned down a bit. Same as Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson is crazy.
Yeah.
It's just that depending on what movie you're gonna get him at a 10 or him at a 2. So yeah, but I would definitely like to work in any. I know 2 of my dream roles, like I said, are Static Shock and Black Ranger. I'm gonna have to work on my fitness first.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's or get some Ozempic. I know I can. But those are definitely my dream roles right there.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
That's dope. What about you?
me, I'm more in terms of like, let's say like action adventure kind of stuff or whatnot. I feel like that's more my speed with it. I don't mind doing drama, but I feel like it depends on the type of drama it is. You know, like for example, like shows like The House of Pain or the Love Thy Neighbor series. So it's a mix.
Right.
So you got the drama, but you got the comedy mixed into it. So it's like something like that.
Okay.
I would say I would be in terms of movies. Like I said, a Tyler Perry movie, I feel like I would be great.
What about you? Do you have a question for us? Or?
I'm over here thinking. Okay, I think that's the top one.
You said you already asked that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can ask it to me. I'll ask.
Alright, if there was one actor you could act with, or just be a support.
Why is it there?
Because she fine as hell.
Okay, y'all be off the looks.
But okay, like somebody that would like
Would challenge you in the scene.
challenge me in the scene. Well, sure.
Blow for blow with.
Zendaya's good, but I would love to do like opposite either, cause I got like certain actresses for just certain genres. Like I would love to do a horror movie with Zendaya, cause I don't think she's ever done one. I would love to do like a buddy action comedy, alongside Anya Taylor-Joy. I would like to do a comedy with Jamie Foxx. You know, I would like to do a father-son movie with Denzel, like a drama. So, yeah, each what's he doing?
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
But so for each genre it's kind of different. But yeah,
Okay.
Denzel, Jamie Foxx, man. If me and Jamie Foxx on the set, I'm sorry, it's gonna be hell. We gonna have some fun.
What about you?
I would say actor-wise, like ones I would like to do with or so. Definitely, like I said, I definitely want to do one with guys like Chris Tucker, Mike Guest, or so, Jackie Chan. I definitely see myself doing like a comedy thing or so, like say Kevin Hart, or like if I wasn't like having a major party, just doing something like with Drewski and them or something like that, you know. Yeah, but it's like I'll say like famous actor wise, so I said definitely would like doing one with Jamie Foxx. Definitely would love doing one with Jim Carrey, so that's gonna be fucking funny as hell.
I want to see Jim Carrey come back. I know like I said, his style of comedy ain't really popping anymore.
You
But
can't remember Sonic though, right?
yeah, but I'm talking about a Jim Carrey movie.
Like an Ace Ventura.
Yeah. I know that comedy ain't really popular, but I wouldn't mind seeing him coming back when you bring that back.
Do y'all think that like
I forgot another one, Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves up there, right? Like when we bring up like the guys that are like comedic, like when you say like comedian guys, those like 90s funny, do you think that they still gonna be funny in today's time? Because like you said, they can't get away with what they got away with.
See, that's what, that's the thing though, when it comes to, like I said, when it comes to the comedy wise for them or so in this day and age, not really. They have to be very.
But hold on though, because there's a market for it though.
Right.
Like us, like we would love to see something like that. Like say for instance, it would get a lot of flack, but I feel like the amount of support would be enough to.
I get that, but
because like look at Indiana Jones. Movie was not woke whatsoever. When you thought it was about to be woke, when you thought the woman was about to do some heroic stuff, nah, she in the back chilling, you know. Or when you thought there was going to be a gay character, he just he was working at the restaurant, he was an extra. So you were like, but I respect that because I was working at Alamo Draft House at the time, and I looked at that audience and they were not woke whatsoever. So it understood its audience. So I feel like if a movie understands its audience, Marvel, then
see my thing too though, that I posed the question though, because Marlon Wayans and them, they just got back the scary movies and such.
They can't be signed?
They come back to Scary Movie 6 and such, and it's like, I don't know what the hell they're gonna do really though, because everybody knows that the first 3 were classics.
First two. 3 was me.
Okay.
First 2 was classic.
The third one,
I didn't even see the third.
The third one wasn't Marlon. That wasn't the Wayans brothers. This was 1 and 2.
Really was?
Yeah.
Well, the ones that had the Wayne brothers in there
1 and 2.
okay. Those are the ones that were like,
Yeah.
No, because I was pretty much saying like after the Wayne brothers had no party and such, the rest of it was just white. It was a bunch of woke BS and all sorts of whatnot, or like movie parody shit or whatever. That's pretty much all it was.
Like, do y'all think this next one is gonna be like that? Is it gonna be like a watered down version of what they used to do?
I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be as good,
I don't even.
but I think it's gonna be up there.
Yeah.
And I know Marlon's gonna show his ass because he has that movie.
He tried to do it like Haunted House. He tried to be.
Yeah.
He still kind of brought it, but I don't know if that even if the Haunted House dropped now, if it would be like. I don't know, man. I think.
But they got Alyssa Barrera in it, which I think is hilarious because she got fired from Scream. So I thought her bringing her in was like a nice touch.
Okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It just depends on how they're doing it and what direction they go with stuff. But still, even if it's not on that same level of raunchiness and so like they did beforehand or something like that, it's still gonna be a good movie in my opinion. It may not be on the same level, but it's still gonna be decent enough to where it's like a decent movie.
Yeah, I agree. Now I think that like when we start talking about comedians and stuff we grew up on, like from the 90s, Like them guys are already older now, so they're not the same. They've been through so much, they're not the same. They're still funny, but they're not the same guys that we used to like grow up watching. So I think if you put them in like, even if like Jim Carrey, you put them in movies now, yeah, they're still capable, but they're not gonna make the type of content they used to make because the world is different now. And then like when you say like, hey, can we tailor it to an audience? You can, but the money in that ain't the same. So I can't make a movie for just y'all. I gotta make a movie for everybody. And if everybody don't like it, then I'm not gonna make, return on my investment. So I think that's how they look at it now.
Yeah, and I mean the movie industry, because like I be peeping stuff. The movie industry is changing. Like, why the hell is Minecraft the #1 movie in the world? It was a good movie, I get it, but what's going on to where that's the #1? And like Abigail was like the worst movie of that season. Like, why don't people like campy movies?
Right. Yeah.
So I asked
I
myself
mean,
the question.
the reason why people was hating on Abigail or whatever is because when they revealed too freaking much of the damn trailer.
There's too much trailer work.
They shouldn't have revealed she was a vampire.
That's the thing that kills the damn movies and such. Though they do too damn much in the trailers. The trailers ruined it. They put like 5 of the bitches out, basically telling the whole fucking movie.
Right, just make it a teaser.
Like, yeah, just do a teaser or something and then leave the hell alone. Or if you're gonna do a trailer, so dudes do one and then leave it the hell alone. Don't overblow it, and so because that's how it does. Because again, for example, K-pop Demon Hunters, they did little to no marketing when it came down to K-pop Demon Hunters. And now it became the #1 thing, so it literally became Netflix's Frozen.
Yeah, I think they have a system, like a marketing strategy, like in film, and I think they look at like what's worked before, even if it's like an old strategy, and they're like, hey, this brought us a lot of ROI when we did this with this movie. What this movie did, what this movie did, and I think it's hard for them to like turn that off because they want to make money. So that's what it's all about. Like, yeah, you want the interest to be had like with your fans and the people that's watching it, but if you don't do these things, do you make the amount of money that you put into the movie? And I think that's really hard to shut off when you've invested like millions of dollars. I think you're gonna roll with this strategy work versus let's try something new in there. What if it don't? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna roll with like what's been proven.
Yeah,
so I think that's the goal.
Yeah, no, I get that.
All right, one more question you got for me?
For y'all, okay. What made y'all start this podcast?
All right, well, I got my version. I don't know his version, but basically, I was, like I said, I had a podcast, shout out to Dope Who Talks, on Spotify, and like a real artist gotta create, else we gonna go crazy. It was COVID, everything had shut down. I'd always wanted to do a podcast anyway, so I have a bunch of like actor, producer friends, so I said, let me call them, give them a platform, make it educational, that way people can hear their story and they can give advice on theirs. Like I had this one lady, she was working for Sony and she took a chance on herself to start her own business, kind of do what I'm doing, like career coaching, and she was saying that your platform is so precious. She used Beyonce, like Beyonce would be a serial killer. We would never know it because you don't see everything on her platform. Every post is with intent. Your platform is there to maneuver your career. So use your platform. You can be wherever you want to be. Use it wisely. And she also said, have something that you can relate to people to. The reason why we love Rihanna is because at the end of the day, no matter how her albums differ, she's still that island girl from around the way. We love Beyonce because she's gonna be that diva. She's all that consistent diva. You can relate to that. Ariana Grande. She's like that, hoish best friend that you gotta, be like problematic best friend. But you can relate to these people, so that's why we listen to them. So she definitely said that, and he had just broke up with his girlfriend.
Oh. Wait a minute. That whole scenario, that whole thing you just did was your reason why you made the podcast. Because I'm looking like that whole concept.
I'm explaining. Because
I'm sitting here for a good ass minute, looking like, what the fuck did all that shit you saying had to do with why the hell you made the podcast? Like, what the fuck?
Let me cook. So he had just broke up with his girl. And I mean, him and his girl were like this. Like, you know, that couple that been dating from middle school to high school to college, and it's like when y'all break up, y'all mind is blown. So I was like, I gotta see what's happening. And I said, hey man, we gotta go to the Hong Kong market, get some boba and talk this over. And then he started asking me about my podcast. I brought him on. And then he said, hey man, it was really low key his idea. And he was like, hey man, we should start like a podcast, this, that, and the third. And I was at the library trying to find spaces, and then I just found out that there was a podcasting center in downtown Dallas library. So we started, you know, doing it from there, and we started experimenting, we didn't have guests back then. We just brought friends on, but we would do social commentary. Have y'all seen Double Toasted? It's like one of my favorite podcasts. It's in Austin. I actually plan on chilling. He's so down to earth. Like if you go to Austin, put in a request, he'll like go to the bar with you and chill with you. And so that was like my motivation for it, gave me the structure for it, and we've been doing it ever since. You know, we took a break because I moved in with him. You know, everybody knows don't live with your best friend. That creates a disaster. But we talked it out, squashed the beef. Now we good again, so we back at it. Still owe this nigga his $200. I will pay him back, I promise. But yeah, so that was pretty much it.
Okay, so that's his version.
Nah.
So, whatever situation he was doing or whatever, such as why he did for his talk show and local talks. Like he said, he was right that during that time frame or so out there, I didn't break up with my ex or whatever, and I was in a low place of my life. And so he came in, and he was trying to help me up, sure the episodes, and I asked him about the podcast. And so we was doing we was hanging out, going to places on something, and we would talk on his podcast show. And so it was from what he was telling me, and so it was bringing in new people and all sorts of stuff. So then I, like I said, hey, why don't we sit here and do it on the podcast and all sorts of stuff for now? And during that time frame, so like I said, we let everybody know about it and all that sort of stuff, whatever. During that time frame or whatever, we stopped. Like I said, we stopped doing the podcast together, whatever. I continued going on, such when I started getting reaction and started building my community up and whatnot. And then after a while, so then, like I said, we talked things out and all sorts of stuff, whatnot, and then we, resumed again. And then this is where we are. Now we're looking at the time, so it's like I want to move more forward. I want to build more connections and such, and build my community up, build connections. So, cause like I said, when you're filming and such, it's all about getting to know people, getting what you know, what sticks and all that. So it's like, cause we look at it, some people ask us so what is your goal in mind in terms of the podcast? So me, I just want to entertain. That's my major thing or so too, though, but also too, I want to explore different stuff. Like I said, if we come across somebody so that think that we can do good in a movie or something like that, so we can, because that'll just bring more publicity and all sorts of stuff too. Because I know some people will see and look at I don't know what his goal in mind, what kind of podcast and stuff, but for me, I want to get to where I can, for example, YouTubers like the RC World Crew. Yeah. That was, to me, that was my goal in mind when it came to the podcast. Like I said, building with people, so do kind of together and all that stuff. And then, I would say one day, I just want to get to where we hang out with Castanet and shit. Because that could go to different avenues, to different stuff.
Yeah, well, my goals was, number one, I wanted to distract. If there's something going on in your life, you can just click up YouTube, click up Dark Crimson Easy, have a bunch of laughs, let's get your mind off for a moment. Number two, I wanted to, get my name out there, because like I said, I know a lot of talented people that haven't gotten put on, and I'll never forget this, Orlando Brown said it. It only takes one, and you don't care who. Everybody around Michael Jordan could play basketball. Nobody could play it like him. They knew he was the one, they pushed him. Everybody around Kevin Hart, all his friends were funny. But he was the funniest. They knew he was the one, so they pushed him. So it's all about like giving, and now that we're back and I got this idea, hey, how about we start interviewing people? It's about pushing the people who we think got it and who we think are talented to the forefront, you know? And like I said, putting people on. Number 3, I ain't gonna lie, world domination. I want to take over this bitch. You know, I know they ain't gonna let me. You know, but I at least want like my spot. Like I ain't gonna sell my soul, but can I just be over here? Because I know somebody has to tell the truth. Let me be the Candace Owens. Let me be the person that tells the truth without getting shot in the neck. You know?
That's right, man.
And yeah, like I said, number 4, just to put other people on. You know, to make it grow and to help him out too. Because like sooner or later, I'm gonna be like, hey, I done helped your channel out, I done grown, I gotta do my own thing. So I wanna make sure when I leave his platform, I leave his platform like ready and prepared. Like I've done all I can to add to it.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, y'all locked in, man. I think, honestly, like doing like podcasts in general, especially the way that y'all do it, it takes like you have a superpower, man, and your superpower is the ability to be present, asking somebody questions and like actually listening to them. Not everybody can do that, you know what I'm saying? So your ability to do that and keep having the ability to have a conversation after that, I think will take you places. And then you also like teaching people too, you know what I mean? The questions that you're asking, like me or whoever else you get on here, like, you know, that want to be directors or whatnot, they're like, okay, I can use that. I do want to try that. Okay, which camera was he talking about? I can go try that. You know what I mean? They have like an opportunity to learn something too. So I think y'all showing out really, man, as long as you continue to keep doing it, like.
Yeah, because like I told you on the text, I said, you were like, oh, these are good questions. I said, man, these are something I just popped out like they were throwaways. What did Eminem say? I wrote this on the tour. Like,
And also too, the whole thing too, though, is like when it comes down to the community, we're trying to build ourselves that we're all trying to help each other out and stuff. Speaking of which, those guys who made it this far, you guys enjoyed the video, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for brand new, and also make sure you share the video out, spread the word out to everybody yourself, and support, as like I said, support the community. So like I said, subscribe, bro, it's totally free. Make sure you like the video, and also comment down you guys' thoughts about the video. So, and then also if there's any questions you guys have, someone coming down to film or anything like that, we'll make sure we have these guys' information down so you guys can talk to them yourself. So if you want to connect with them also too, make sure we put it down for you guys.
No, definitely, man. You got a shout out, man.
And shout your channels out real quick, y'all.
Oh yeah, my Instagram is Dunlap Films. My YouTube channel is Judge Josie Getting Money. Last of the Force is out now. I'm trying to put it on Tubi here pretty soon, and you know, write some more projects as well. So.
And my Instagram is Jamie.C. Hubbard. My TikTok is Jamie.C. Well, I am Jamie.C. Hubbard on Instagram, and I am Jamie.C. on TikTok. So follow you, boy.
And I just gotta tell you, like, if Kevin Hart looked normal,
Man.
he would look like a normal version of this nigga. Like,
Man, you know what's crazy?
I'm like better looking, Kevin.
We haven't like here lately. We started doing that. So right now, today, we are doing a. We just broke from there to come here. So we're actually on set right now doing what do they shoot? Like little skits like Dave Chappelle, and it's like huge studio over here in Roanoke. He's actually playing Kevin Hart. So they're doing like reenactions, and everybody was like, "Oh, we got to play Kevin Hart." And so I was like, "Man, Jamie can do it." Other people on Facebook were saying it too, but you know, my chick reached out to like the producer there, got it. So now he's actually playing the role, and it's funny you said it. It's like today.
Yeah, and see, he's a perfect like slash. I see him playing like a bodyguard slash strong guy in the movie.
People say that too.
He was sitting here not saying nothing.
Yeah, he's getting back me up today.
Yeah. Like I would employ him myself, but he cute, and I be trying to talk to females, and they gonna be like, "Hey, who's your bodyguard over here?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna be like, you stay in the car. I'll call you."
Right.
It's been a pleasure having y'all.
Yeah, thank you for having us on here for today.
I appreciate y'all having us, man. This is like my first podcast outside of doing my own stuff. So yeah, man. Y'all,
thank you, man.
Yeah, y'all got it first, man. I will be back, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. And if you got like any projects y'all doing and that y'all think I'll be a fit for,
Oh, we in y'all.
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah, we in y'all.
I gotta go.
Sure. Y'all great, fellas. Great. Good people. Y'all excellent, man.
Hey, till next time, what's up? It's your boys,
Dark,
Crimson,
D.
Z. We out, y'all.